wait is over. A revolution in LED lighting for your pinball is finally here. Fully customizable, full spectrum lighting from Pin Stadium Lights. Order yours now at pinstadium.com.
Alright, let's kick this shit.
You hit it off with the bumper, now you're straight down the middle again. You had a fling with a slingshot, you're rolling out the alley again. I tried to cradle you with my flipper, it was all in vain.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Straight Down the Middle, a pinball show. This is our quarantine edition of Straight Down the Middle. My name is Zach Minnie. I'm one of your hosts, as well as the other host of Straight Down the Middle, Greg Bone. How's it going, Greg?
Oh, just chilling.
Just chilling? I bet you love being secluded to your home, don't you?
Yes. Actually, very much so. Like it's not like I'm kind of a germaphobe. I'm super safe anyway.
Kinda.
I'm kind of weird about everything anyway. So, and I don't leave my house. So this is not really.
No. It's normal life for a Greg Bone.
Kind of normal life. Everybody else is panicking and going crazy and going like, I can't get a haircut and I can't do all this. And like, my wife cuts my hair already. I don't go to the barber.
You've had a whole storage closet full of toilet paper and hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
This isn't nothing to you.
No, just depleting my arsenal is it. But, other than that,
you would worry about that. You've got stocks. You're like, okay, Purell is down 12% after this last week.
I got a little graph hanging on the door to the storage room.
So, Greg, tell the people what we are going to be doing for them today.
We are doing a re-review of our reviews.
So you actually know. So, AKA, we're fixing our damn scores. And the way that we're going to do that, ladies and gentlemen, is that we have reviewed a lot of machines over the last couple years, haven't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we've made some changes throughout that. Now, we have updated, I think, the first half of the reviews that we have done over 2 years ago. We have updated those. But since then, we have implemented a weighted grading system, courtesy and help of Dennis Kriesel from the Eclectic Gamers podcast and the Pinball Show. So we are taking all of those old grades. Yeah, sorry. We're taking those old grades, Greg, and we put them into the new system to balance them out. So now I finally feel great about our grading weighted system.
It's not perfect, but it does make more sense.
It does.
It falls more in correlation with the way that we feel about a game.
Damn, it must be the upside down because you're speaking more prolific than I am. All right, so we're going to go back we're going to go back into the Wayback Machine.
Alcohol, not booze.
Well,
let's
not kid one another.
Maybe both.
So we're going to start from the beginning and go all the way up to our last reviewed game, which was, I believe, Elvira's House of Horrors.
Way back yonder in October.
Yeah, as a reminder to the viewers, we've got a weighted grading system, and the way this works out, as you guys see on the screen right now, art for us counts as 10% of the weighted grade, shots and layout 20%, rules and code 20%, toys and innovation 10%, music and callouts 5%, 5% for display and animation, 10% for theme alone, and enjoyability comprises 20%, adding up to 100% of the score. Now, if we are reviewing a game that does not have an LCD screen, then we change that a little bit. The only differences you'll see there is that basically music and callouts is split on our LCD screen. So music and callouts were 10% rather than 5%. So you get that extra 5% animation bumped into music and callouts. I think that's about right.
Yeah.
Greg, do you really understand that?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go to our first reviewed game, one that you really like. It's Batman 66. Now, Batman 66 has changed a hell of a lot over the last couple years. We have reviewed that game. We've updated that game. When that fell into our most recent update, it fell for you, let's see. For you, it ended up being a B plus 3.58, which, spoiler alert, everybody, Greg's grades are Bs. So 3.58 for me. It fell to
Just enough to be a handful.
It fell to. Let me see here. What do we got for Batman? Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. It was a 325B for me. Now that was prior to our weighted grading. That was prior to our weighted grading system. We put that into effect, and now, Greg Bone, that B plus still stayed a B plus for you on Batman 66, a 3.49, and for me, I did change. You didn't change any of the grades to update them current day for you. I did. I changed enjoyability and popped that bad boy down to a C now. I'm sorry.
I understand it. I still don't get it.
Yeah, I just don't enjoy that game very much. That dropped mine to a B minus 2.88, making it one of the lowest rated games that I've had. Oh, boy.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, it is blasphemy. So at the very end of this video, we are going to show you that brand new, beautiful report card from Straight Down the Middle and all 30, 40 reviews that we've done, so that everything will be on par going forward. So it hasn't really changed for you, Batman 66.
Nah, I still enjoy it. Well, because I'd update it. If it was going back from the original, then it would have been probably a little bit more significant change.
Would you buy one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't want to sink that much more money into a game.
It's going to be really hard to buy one because they discontinued or stopped making.
It's still one of my. I won't say it's like my dream theme or anything, but it's a game that I still have on the list that I want to own at some point.
Okay. All right. What about this game? What about Dialed In? That was our next reviewed game on Straight Down the Middle. Dialed In.
No.
No?
I don't want one anymore.
Don't want it?
Nope, not at all.
Wow. Okay, let's see if the grades reflect that. Let's see. So once we put it into our new weighted grading system. Got it, Greg. Let's see. Now you changed a couple things. Art dropped for both of us. You're now to B on Dialed In Art. I'm at a B minus. Let's see the big ones here. Music and callouts dropped a little bit for you to a B. Display and animation dropped a bit from an A to an A minus for me. Theme, we kind of dropped this on theme. Over time, there have been many, many themes that have come and gone that are just so much better than Dialed In. Thus, our current rating now reflects that. We're both in C's. You're a C plus. I'm a C on the theme, and I think I'm being nice.
Yeah, I agree. So this is where I'm at. I'd rekindled this the other day too because I saw somebody harping when there was some discussion of the speculation of Ninja Turtles coming out and stuff. There was some people talking. They were like, "Yeah, it's a solid pass for me." All this, and there was somebody harping and talking about more of the original themes. And you know, I think that we were both gigantic proprietors for original themes, especially when we first got into the hobby. But anymore, after seeing Dialed In come out, which was a fantastic shooter, it's a good game. It's coded well. It's actually a really good game. But the theme sucks so bad and is so horrible that you don't really want to own it. It's not...
Even if it's that good.
Yeah, it almost hinders me in playing it. Black Knight was sort of a theme unto itself, but it still didn't sell great. And it's not a bad shooter. You get into Oktoberfest, same thing.
I still like the theme. I like Oktoberfest and Black Knight theme better than I do Dialed In.
Way more.
Crazy. I know.
Way more. And that's the thing is I at this point watching some really good games come out with lackluster themes. I don't think there's a place in the market for original themes. And I think, and sorry to harp on.
You've been listening to my podcast, haven't you?
Actually, I have not.
I know.
I apologize.
Don't apologize.
So if you talked about this and reiterate it, I'll have to listen to it because I want to hear your opinion, or just tell it here. But yeah, so like, and what kind of drove me to that is I was like, why? Why are we not? Why do we not want these original themes? Like, what's the problem? And I think the thing is we didn't have a lot of movie themed pins back in that era of pinball. And so when you started bringing in all these original themes, they were at a bar, they were more money makers. That in itself is nostalgia. You know, Medieval Madness, some of that stuff is nostalgic for its era. Fishtails, it's nostalgic for its time. You know, so I think that you grow up thinking about those machines and you correlate those to your youth, your childhood, or when you played them in the arcade or something else. And that's why that it seems like that those are a good idea and that those were able to survive. But now I don't think we have a place for those original themes. If that makes sense. It wasn't I didn't explain that the way that I wanted to.
No, it did make sense, and my heart is growing 3 times the size because I've been really preaching that for a long time. I'm going to try to wrap up what Greg was saying, but I'm going to do so in a more intelligent way. It's really simple, folks. Here's the deal. Back in the 80s, back in the 90s, these games were on location. There was no need for licensed theming because they were pinball machines on location.
People wanted a new machine no matter what it was. They wanted to play something different.
Yep. Some of the machines that did sell the best back in the day were actually still licensed themes. You have things like ADDAMS Family and the Twilight Zone selling a shitload of machines. If you fast forward now to when pinball machines are not primarily just located into a bar setting, you've got them at home. Now themes do matter more than ever. Gone are the days of us wanting to have some theme that none of our guests know whenever they walk into our game room. Thus, the reason why the older games are still heralded and loved, like a Whirlwind or a Whitewater, is because they have become and grown and evolved into themes of themselves because of what Greg was alluding to, and that is nostalgia. You can't create that nostalgia anymore. That door has closed. Either you have a licensed theme that will hit home, or you don't, and that's it. If you want to sell pinball machines in 2020, you do so with intellectual property that people already relate to and people already feel drawn in by. That's a fact, and there's no real discussion there. People might prefer original themes. You're going to have to homebrew it because manufacturers are smarter than that now. Boom.
I agree.
All right. So total score now on Dialed In dropped to B pluses for both of us.
Yes.
Moving on to Johnny Mnemonic. Johnny Mnemonic, you changed a little bit. The theme you were really hard on back in the day, you were at a D, I think, or something. You popped it up to a C plus. I'm at a C plus as well. I changed mine. I like it a little bit more. I also changed. Yeah, I changed enjoyability. I enjoyed Johnny Mnemonic a hell of a lot more than I did in the past.
You were nasty on Johnny Mnemonic back when we did that review.
I'll eat some crow. I was wrong on that one. I'm at a B plus on enjoyability now. And shots of layout, I'm at an A minus. I improved that. Everything else stayed the same for both of us, resulting in straight Bs for both of us.
That's solid. That is very accurate to that game.
Very accurate. Very accurate. Moving on to one of our favorite games ever made, and it's Ghostbusters. Talk a little bit about the progression that you've had with enjoying this game or not enjoying this game, new code, owning it a little bit longer.
I've not played the new code.
Oh.
But, so you touted that game. You had that game. Man, we were very early on in our pinball. That was probably from the time that me and you got into pinball, that was probably the first new Stern
Star Trek was our big... Well... When we were in pinball.
When we were in pinball, yeah. Ghostbusters was the first release, the big release. You got it. I found like we were lucky to get one on location at a rec bar. And so I went over there and played it. As well, man, they got 70-something pins in one location, another 70-something, 80-something in another location. This was back when they had like 5 pins back then. And so I played it. I shot it. Loved it. Bought one from you. You'd gotten one in on a trade, and I bought one from you. Me and you become obsessed with it. We started to see who could get to the wizard mode the soonest.
Yeah.
And that kind of killed it for me for a long time because it was so obsessive and it's such a tough game.
Yeah. Now people still give us a hard time though, Greg, for loving that game as much as we do.
Oh,
what do you say to them?
No, I think they're full of shit. I think people are coming around. That game is now coming to its own. People are respecting that game now and enjoying it.
They still say it's unfair, it's poorly designed, the rules are no good. What do you say to that?
I think the rules are fantastic. That's what made me a Dwight Sullivan freaking fanatic was those rules. And then when I played Star Wars, same damn thing. Like I Love the rule structure on that. And fuck the whole linear stuff. It's not it's linear in a sense, but you still have 3 different sets of modes that you can pick from.
You're still trying to collect ghosts. You're still trying to get multi-balls.
Yes, it is fun. And it's not an unfair game. Like, the flipper gap makes it tough, but that's no different than just saying the damn flipper gap in general is unfair. Like,
well, now the rumor is, for listeners and viewers who haven't heard about this, and I don't know if this is legit, but it is a rumor that the CAD design, whenever John Trudeau, or that we don't mention, whenever he messed up the CAD design on that flipper gap, and it is actually, when they went to build the playfields and the materials, it's actually a hair further apart than even his notable trademark flipper gap. So it's even. I would like to see, as we discuss the grades here, I would like to see them vault this game, and I would like to see them actually. They can leave the outlanes brutal, but I'd like to see them fix that flipper gap to a more traditional gapped game. It can still have the flop flippers. I'm fine with that. Gomez does that on a lot of his games. But to fix that flipper gap, I don't think it's going to change the angles enough. Dennis Kriesel has argued with me about that. But change that back, and that helps take some of the bad taste in our mouths from that previous designer and his legal issues in the past.
Yeah, but then does it make it too easy?
I don't think it. Oh, dude, no, it wouldn't make it too easy.
Man, I don't know. Like I'm so mixed on that, because I'm kind of like Dennis. I think that it's going to change those angles a little too much, and I almost think that it makes it a little too easy. Like, that was
then at least fix it to the traditional flipper gap that he always utilizes.
I would like a little bit less of a gap.
You can't scoop them. You can't
I'm not opposed to correcting it and even making it traditional if it did not make it that much. If it didn't make it too easy, and I'm scared that it's going to make it too easy.
Okay. Now,
but that game taught me how to smack. Like, the freaking slap saved the shit out of a ball.
Yeah.
Like, that game is the game that taught me how to do that, and it improved my skills above any other pinball machine.
Yeah, I can see that. You actually bumped up your score quite a bit. In the past, you were... Let's see where you were at in the past. Yeah, yours fell at a B plus 3.53 overall. Now with our new weighted grading system, where enjoyability means a lot to us, shots and layout mean a lot to us, rules and code mean a lot to us. You bumped your toys up, your music up, your enjoyability up. I just moved the rules up from, I think it was a B to an A now. Now they are fantastic. I'm at a 3.85 A minus. One of the few A's that either of us have given. You were at an A minus 3.87, even higher than myself. And this falls, you guys, viewers, this falls now, Ghostbusters by Stern Pinball, in the second position on not only mine, but Greg's rating system overall. This is number 2 for both of us.
Ooh, that's big.
That's a big one.
It is big. But it's a good game, man. It's almost a total package if you like brutal games. It's got the art, it's got the call-outs, it's got the sound, it's got good code, it's got good shots. It's freaking great, man. It's
damn good. Now this next one has you've gone down on because it weighed on you a little bit after I made you play it for a little bit. That's AEROSMITH by Stern Pinball.
I thought you were going to say it was your mom.
Hey! Linda Minnie is a saint, thank you.
That description just described her to the team. What happened?
My mom. My sweet mom. Where is Miss Bone at?
Quarantined. Where she belongs.
Miss Bone's still listening to AEROSMITH in her Trans Am.
You know she is, too.
Smoking her unfiltered cigarette.
Love it in elevator!
Oh, my gosh.
She got that Steven Tyler voice.
She got that Steven Tyler look. I don't know which one looks more like a lady.
Steven Tyler.
It's more cut down to Steven Tyler, actually. All right, so on this, you went down on animation. Both of us went down on animation display a little bit. Again, after seeing all the awesome-ass animation from these manufacturers year after year, this is starting to get a little bit more dated. So we're at B minuses on animation. I dropped down a little bit on theme as well, and enjoyability for you dropped all the way to a C+. You're mediocre, you're lukewarm at best on this game when you're playing it.
Do you agree with me, though?
It's one of those games that I would love to own once a year for about a month.
Yeah.
And then I'm good.
I thought that. Like, because it's a beautiful game. It's beautiful.
It is pretty.
Shots look cool. Lights are good. Everything's good. And, I played it quite a bit when it first came out. When we reviewed it. Mm-hmm. But I never got a chance to own one. And you let me have one for a minute.
The LE, yeah.
And I didn't want it. I was like,
know.
Come get it. Pick it up. I don't care for it. Like, I hated it. Like, coming out of those pops is still, like, the worst thing I've ever seen in pinball, and it's the most frustrating damn thing. And
play Willy Wonka.
Ronnie Lopp's code is it seems like it would be the code for me. Like when I look at it and I see what's going on, it seems like a code structure that will fit me. But I don't even really like the code. It's just not fun to me. Like there's just something not enjoyable about that game, and I really want to play one forever.
Other games that Lonnie has coded and team over there, very similar, like Kiss, Guardians of the Galaxy. They kind of fall. Now, Guardians got an overhaul and changed a lot, but Kiss falls into the same thing. Feels more fitting for Kiss. But
it does.
You dropped to a B, a 3.04. I'm at a B+. Just overall, just a good game.
Yeah,
good game. Nothing that shines, but a good game. Metallica, neither one of us changed our scores, but because of that new weighted grading, where you're at a B+, I'm at a B.
I think that's
nothing
fitting.
changed. Rob Zombie,
good game, not killer.
Let's see. Rob Zombie, nothing really changed. You dropped enjoyability a hair to a B-, so yours fell to a B-, mine's at a C+. It's one of our lesser liked games that we've reviewed. Okay.
I think that happens to a lot of people on that game.
The Shadow, designed by Brian Eddy, Bally Williams game back in '94. The art for you went up a little bit. You were at a B. You were pretty brutal on it.
Not a whole lot on that play field, but I overlooked the play field because cabinet art's good. The taxi and that's really cool.
That is pretty. Yeah,
and I'm still going on Ulrich's package. I'm cheating.
Yeah,
listen.
I'm fine with that because that's the preferred art package. Grade wise, you're to B+ now overall. Once we've weighted all those scores, now I changed my enjoyability on that game. This game is damn near perfect for me. It's one of my favorite games. I still own it. But enjoyability, I thought to myself, Greg, there's no way that I should have anything under an A+ for enjoyability if I've owned it for so long and if it's still bolted to the floor, right? Yeah. I mean, that makes sense if I enjoy it that much. So A+ for enjoyability put me at an A-, a 3.87, which is actually my highest rated game on my list as of 2020.
And I don't think you're wrong in that. I think that's a very good
it's almost a perfect score for me. The only thing preventing it from being a perfect score, I have A's or A+ on every category except for theme, which is still a B- for me. I'm mixed. It's just okay.
Yeah, don't watch the movie.
I've only seen part of it.
It'll make your theme go down even worse.
You think I'll get a lot of shit for Shadow being my highest rated pinball machine?
No, dude, I think it's a good game, and I think people who appreciate it will completely agree. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think that I don't see how anyone could say it sucks. I don't see how anybody could really rate it bad. I can understand if they don't rate it as high as you, but I don't see
Joe Fox, our buddy Joe Fox doesn't like it.
Joe Fox.
He gives me a hard time.
Such a good game.
About it. Moving on to Indiana Jones. This is at one point was our highest rated game, and we gave it a perfect rating. But over time, things change, and our grades have changed. Art for us, now that we're seeing all this Zombie Yeti, Chris Franchi, Dirty Donnie stuff come out, art's not as great as some of that stuff, so we dropped our A's to A-.
Still cool art, though.
It's really, really good art. Enjoyability for me, over time, I've played the hell out of it. I've gotten to the wizard mode, never beat it, but it went to an A- from an A, and an A- for shots and layout for me rather than an A. All considered, Greg, this is still your highest rated game on the list at a 391.
Theme helps a lot in that. But it's a good shooter. It's good code. It's a pretty machine.
It missed perfection because of art and enjoyability for you, both A-.
Yeah.
I'm at a 385, A-. So overall, you guys will see at the end of the program, but I have given, once we weighted all these grades, I have given 5 A's And believe it or not, Greg Bone has given 8 A's because of the way that we weight these grades now. So technically, I've given... no, you're still giving more B's than me because you have not given a C because of these weighted grades, and I've given 4 C's.
Brutal, you are. Brutal.
Star Wars. Whoa. This is a game that grew on us like a really bad rash.
Very much.
Either that or whatever the hell's growing on the back of the left ear of a Miss Bone.
Warts.
Oh, I lick those. Come on.
Oh, studded for your pleasure.
All right, so on Star Wars, we changed it up a little bit here. I said to hell with it. I don't care about it being a pro or anything like that. My favorite is the Premium LE. So not only am I going to rate it based on that and update my scores, I'm going to do it based on the art package that I prefer, which is the comic book art package. So once that is into consideration, our art bumped up. I'm going to B+, you're an A-. Shots and layout for me is a B+. B+ for you too. I bumped mine up a little bit. Rules and code, B+ is bumped up for you. And let's see. Enjoyability, we're both at solid A's now. We love this game.
I do. And you know what? Like, even though I sold it, I didn't sell it at all because, like, I didn't sell it at all because I didn't like the game or that I grew tired of the game and thought less of it. It just literally, I wanted space for something else that I'd played less. But,
Makes sense.
It's still a fantastic game. Like, I still play it on location.
I still want you to own the Premium LE at some point.
Whatever.
It's one of the
Ain't
greatest
that big a
feelings in
difference.
pinball. Oh, bullshit! I'm not doing it again. I'm not arguing this again.
It's not great.
But our total scores ended up being B+. And this is one of those rare occasions where you talked about at the beginning of the show where it's still not a perfect system because for me, Greg, this is an A game. This is one of my favorite Stearns ever made.
Things like toys...
Yeah.
Innovation.
Art's still not an A.
Yeah, knocks it down.
Shots and layout, the plunge to the stand-up targets.
I still don't mind that. You talk that blasphemy and bullshit. I never had a problem with that on mine.
Yeah, not feeling that. Toys and innovation, still not, like you said, and I got a ton in it. I balanced my toys and innovation because I'm at a B. Now, on the Premium LE...
Because of Hyper.
I think that Hyperloop is an A. It's an A+ toy. But because the Pro has little to nothing, that's more of a D or a C- to me. So it balances itself out to a B. That would be a higher rated game.
Shots and code are the saving grace of that pin, and that's what I correlate. Like when people bitch and complain about Stranger Things, I compare Stranger Things to Star Wars. Like that's the way I feel about it. It don't need a lot. Like the code is good, and the shots are good. Well, not all the shots in Stranger Things. That's for another day. But like everything is there enough in those categories that I don't have to have the toys to enjoy it. I don't have to have the mechs to enjoy it. This is what it is.
I get that. Moving on to The Hobbit. The Hobbit, both of us enjoy pretty well, and we didn't change anything.
No.
It stayed the same. The final cumulative scores changed a little bit because of the weights on it, but we're still at B pluses all around.
Not bad.
Walking Dead. You changed nothing on our Walking Dead review. After the weights, you ended up being a B+. I changed the music and call-outs. It was fairly low for me, but again... We're doing the best representation of these games, and the best representation includes that Cleveland code, so my music and call-outs are now a B.
And
it's a balance.
That's another one that's very similar to Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm a B+. That's an A game.
It's an A game. Exactly. But
the art, art's not great. The music and call-outs, I take an A+ Cleveland and a C Stern, mix it up, it's a B. So it's a B+, but I'd rather own it over some of my higher rated games.
Agree.
Tron Legacy, both at B+. Let's see here.
Generous.
Yeah, you were being nice. I bumped my rules and code down a little bit. Enjoyability down just a hair. B+. Alien, neither one of us changed anything. They still were B+ after the weights.
Still like that game.
Guardians of the Galaxy, I lowered my enjoyability to a B. And not an A-. Over time, the more you own it, the more you play it, you get a little bit. You get tired of any game, I get that, but That one in particular. Music
That game
callouts.
It becomes frustrating. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, that left out lane is so... You talking about unfair. That's unfair.
Mean. That's that Borg...
yeah, don't bitch about Ghostbusters. Like, that's actually unfair. When a ball comes out of a ramp to return to your damn flipper, and it hits a wire guide and bounces to the out lane, that shit's unfair.
It is. I can't argue
John.
that. I can't argue. You do love your Borgie, too.
I know.
So you ended up being a B for you, a B plus for me. These are all... And listeners, again, in the comments section, do you guys agree with us, disagree with us? What are your... I would love
Comment down below.
That's right. I would love for the viewers to take our rating system and to comprise their own. Submit it to us, because what we're going to do at some point, we are the pinball reviewers, Greg. I don't care what systems people create. We are the pinball reviewers. And what's going to happen, we're going to put this onto a like a group community way for other people to compare and to see each one of our scores. That's going to be done on a website or something very soon. So submit yours to us. Email us at sdtmpinball@gmail.com.
Zach will be doing all that.
And if look, here's the thing, we're the judges. So if you send us this troll bullshit, it just gets thrown out. All right. Who are we at? Oh, Houdini. Yes.
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 Now, this was very, very, very high for us when all of the categories were distributed evenly, weight-wise.
Yeah.
Once weight comes into the consideration, we're now at B pluses on this game.
It's fair.
Music callouts, I bumped mine down to a B minus.
I still don't mind them.
I know you don't.
I think a B plus is very fair on that game.
Yeah. Black Rose. Yours didn't change.
Yeah.
After the weight, you're at a B minus still, one of your lower rated games. I actually increased my enjoyability, and I increased my rules and code. It's one of my favorite System 11s. I want one. I'm going to put some bolts in it. So mine ended up being a B.
You had a pretty nice one. You should have never got rid of that one.
I know.
That was pretty good.
I know. I hadn't been through enough games yet.
I know.
Jersey Jack Pinballs Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Woo! One of our highest rated games in the past. Let's see. We haven't changed anything. But with the weights, we're still A minuses, and we're still both at 3.83. We now agree 383.
I think it's super fair.
It's one of my 5 A's that I've given out, one of your 8 A's.
Yeah,
it's your 4th rated game.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yep, that's not bad at
all the pinball machines we reviewed, all the great games out there, to be number 4. If I was Eric Minier, I'd be doing shots right now.
Oh, I can't wait till his next game.
The approval of Greg Bow.
Eric's next game. And for those of you who are watching the video after you've seen it, right? Am I right?
Drop a little milk and sugar on that ass.
Did they sing that song? Lethal Weapon 3. Lethal Weapon 3. I was eating a little crow. I changed my grades a little bit.
I'm telling you what, I cleaned that son of a bitch up, and it's still sitting in my garage, and it's sparkling clean. And I'll tell you what, I step away from that game, and I still smile and enjoy the shit out of it, and I probably should put it higher. That game, to me, should probably set in A category. Be number 9.
It ended up, after the weights, being a B for you. Not even a B plus. 3.01. It's what you strived for in school, but
this
you
fucking
never
grading
got
scale
there.
is off. This is off. This is
Oh, stop.
What the hell Dennis Crease will create?
That's all we can do.
Bitch.
All right, rules and code. You're to B minus. You changed that a little bit. I'm going to C plus. A little nicer. Toys and innovation. Still C minuses for us. And enjoyability B minus. I bumped mine a little bit. It is a fun little game.
It is fun.
It's one of my C's. I'm still a C plus.
I'll tell you what's so bad about that game is a beautiful pinball machine, but the art is horrendous.
Now, how in the hell does that work?
I don't know. I can't tell you. It's the mix of the lighting, the layout, the design.
beacon.
I can't tell you. I cannot tell you why that I feel that. Every time I look at that game, I'm like, this son of a bitch is gorgeous.
It is
But
pretty.
then you
get the
look at it, and
mirror
it's like
blades.
muddled face, Data East
Joe
art.
Pesci.
Yeah. Whoa.
That's a C plus for me. Iron Maiden, Keith Elwin's first designed production game.
Good game.
So much so that it's one of your A's. A minus.
You know what, man? That pen, kudos to the licensing of that pen, because that pen actually made... I listened to some, what you consider metal, I guess, and everything, but it kind of made me an Iron Maiden fan. Like, I listen to quite a bit of Maiden now, and it started with that pen. So, like, their licensing, marketing strategy of allowing it to be done worked. I think it worked on a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people going to concerts and shit now for Iron Maiden that didn't previously. Possibly.
I'm still pretty high up on it. Theme for me is just a D. Can't stay in the theme. And display and animations for me is actually C. They didn't do anything for me. I'm going to B plus overall.
They're decently shitty animations.
Ooh, Jurassic Park by Data East.
Cool.
You didn't change your score. It's still 317B. After the weights, for me, music and call-outs got bumped down a little bit after that new John Williams score on the Stern game came out. So it's a B for me, and overall a B, 3.02. But Lost World Jurassic Park, one of Greg Bone's favorite games. Yep, you didn't change any of your ratings, but it's still in that A category for you. Still A minus. Now for me, Rules and Code went up a little bit. I'm at a B now, and overall I'm at a B.
I love that this year you have came around to my
I'm open.
Data East Sega realm of things, that they're not so bad now, that you've gotten out of all your hoity-toity, like high-end pinball machines.
I still don't own a Sega or a Data East.
Yeah, but you will. You get to one of them Lethal Weapons.
It's like one of those Data East and Segas are like bad friends I had in high school. They're fun to hang out with, but you don't want to be seen with them.
Oh my God, that is just that is complete opposite, because they're not bad. They're not bad. They're not bad. Like, I can equate it to that.
They're fun to play, but they're annoying at times. You know, need a little distance.
That's hanging out with the nerds. That's hanging out with the smart kids. That's what that is. It's not the bad kids over smoking some marijuana under the bleachers. Like, this is like hanging out with the nerd kids that you really like, but
Data
you
East
should be playing
stoners.
football.
I like it.
Yeah, like.
Oh. Speaking of being stoned, you got to be stoned when you play this game. Wizard of Oz by Jersey Jack Pinball. All the colors, all the munchkins.
I still don't have the adequate time on that as I'd like.
Oh, you're not missing anything. Your enjoyability went down a hair. You're at a B plus. My enjoyability went down a lot. I'm at a C on enjoyability. Art took a hit for me. It's now B. And Rules and Code, A minus. I just don't want to get it sometimes. I'm confused half the time. I'm going to be overall to 3.04 now with the weights, and that's being nice. I'd rather have some of my lesser reviewed games over Wizard of Oz.
I can agree. I just want to own it.
Let's go.
I got to see it. I got to fill it out.
Okay. We'll fill out Glinda there.
TNA.
TNA.
Well, speaking of Glinda.
Glinda got a little TNA. Yeah.
Glinda.
TNA by Spooky Pinball. Stop. Toys and Innovation, you went, you're at a B plus now. You changed that a little bit. Theme, we both went down on. We're practice what we're preaching. You're at a C plus on the theme. I'm at a B minus. Scott Denisi's still part of that theme for me. That's why it's a B. Enjoyability, A minus for me, B plus for you. We end up in the B. You're at a straight B on this game now. After we calibrate it, I'm at a B plus.
I feel fair on that. Like, I think that it's a fan hyped kind of game. Not to say that it's not a good game by any means, but I think that there's a lot of fanfare and hype behind it, just because of Scott, which isn't a bad thing. I'm not taking away from it, but I think that when you look at the game itself and the code, it's fast, it's fun, but I think that a B is very fitting.
Chrome it, brass it, black nickel it, candy chrome it, powder coat it. The possibilities are endless at pinballplating.com. Your pinball machine deserves the best. At Comet Pinball, you'll find the best variety of LED products with the best quality LEDs, and most importantly, at the best price. Your collection is begging for an upgrade. Order yours now at cometpinball.com. Check out Pin Graphics for the latest and greatest in pinball enhancements, power blades, blade skins, pin blades, and even more. Visit pingraphics.com now to see what's available for your pinball machine.
All right, Greg, our next game is one that you've wanted to conceive a child with at times, it feels like. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's Deadpool by Stern Pinball.
Ooh, yeah.
This thing has really changed over time, hasn't it?
It has. That's what made me buy it, was listening to everyone talk about the new code updates and everything else and how good the game has gotten. So I kind of took a leap of faith, and that's what made me buy it.
Well, we changed damn near every category, updating it. So you even bumped up your art to A+. We're now higher on shots and layout. We're higher on rules and code. We're both at A- on rules and code. Music and callouts got better for both of us. Display and animations are good. Enjoyability, you're an A on enjoyability. One of your most enjoyable games that you've rated.
Oh, yeah. It's a freaking blast.
You're an A- overall. That's another one of your A's. That's, woo, it's big time.
Well, so this is the way I describe it to people when someone asks me about Deadpool. Not only is it beautiful, and I every time that I talk about this game on video, I owe Jeremy Packer an apology for even remotely, remotely even saying the little too red on there, like completely. But dude, it's a hard game to explain because it can be a fight. Sometimes you can battle that game, but sometimes it feels like that it's shooting smooth, it's shooting fine, and it's just a blast to play. And there's just always something going on. That's what I tell people, is you're accessing, whether it's a team up or you're going into some other multi-ball, or you're doing something with Dazzler. Yeah, Katana-rama, like, or little Deadpool
stuff. Yeah, there's always something going on.
Yes.
So
there's always something going on.
Do you attribute a lot of that to Tanio Kleiss? He was the lead on this. This is his first lead game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Did he go back? Because I guess it was him. It wasn't like a Ronnie Lopp situation where somebody came in over. It's always
a team there at Stern anymore, but
yeah, I don't know whoever takes credit for it, but it's something that I think needs to be done in more games. I think that's sort of what Stranger Things needs a little bit more of. I think it needs a little more going on. Stranger Things has a great core base of code, but I think it needs something like what Deadpool achieved, where there's always something going on. It's like the perfect ADHD pin, like, because your mind is always going.
Actually,
yeah, not only like the rules and everything else, but the sounds, the colors, everything. But dude, it's just a blast to play. The shots are fun. It's a typical Gomez. Obviously it's not the smoothest shooting pin, but the shots are unique, and you learn to really. It is flowy, and you learn to appreciate those shots. And when we first reviewed this, you obviously remember a lot of katana shots were hard to hit.
I thought it was kind of a clunk fest.
Yeah, and we bitched about that, but honestly, if you get mine shoots perfect. That's why I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. And I toyed around just recently with you on getting rid of mine and trading it for a Ghostbusters, but I just don't think I can, because mine shoots perfect. Like that katana shot on the skill shot, so you hit that katana shot from the skill shot from the plunge.
Oh, there's nothing like it.
It'll give you another ball full orbit, and you can hit another katana shot. I have to miss. I have to deliberately let it dead bounce, because I will hit all three, and I will go into my ninja multi-ball, and I don't want to. I'm trying to avoid that.
That thing's got to be 30, 40 miles an hour, too. It is fast.
Yes.
It whips up and around, and it's in the sword handle before you even notice it left the flipper.
Faster than any return ramp, anything. It's sick.
I would say that whenever I first reviewed this, and I've eaten crow since, but this is one of my favorite George Gomez layouts. It's just really, really well done.
I you know what? I 100% agree. It's almost refreshing to see now, and I think that we have ate crow on this game almost more than any other.
This and Star Wars, we really were wrong on.
Yeah, completely. Because I think that this is honestly kind of a timeless game all the way around. Like, the call-outs I've gotten more accustomed to. They're just funky. They're fun. The animations have grown on me. Actually like the whole 16-bit
the
mixed with
music's
everything
awesome.
else. Yeah.
And I sound like a broken record for those of you who follow me on different mediums, but I keep saying it. George Gomez to me is like a really aged, nice scotch, where when you first taste it, you think, ugh, like I like liquor, but this is nasty shit. I don't like this at all. But after you keep sipping, right, you grow this taste for it, and then it becomes more favored than any other liquor you're drinking, a nice scotch. So George Gomez, over the years, for me, I've become more appreciative of his artwork being design, and I prefer his games to a lot of other people now.
You know what? I started off as a very big Gomez fan.
Yes,
and then I kind of, once I started playing some smoother pins and I got into some just other shots, I become a little bit more of a Borg fan. And Gomez's stuff did feel a little clunkier. I was like, you know what? There's just some better shooters out there.
He switches it up, though.
Yeah, but I'm exactly where you are with him. Like you I found myself going back to Gomez. That it's just like you said. Like, he switches stuff up. He has a signature. Yeah. His signature is clunk. It's tight shot bends. Tight angles, but it's different.
He's the one person I know that can have some clunky shots, but maybe still the flowiest game.
Yeah,
there's a difference between clunk and flow.
Yes, very much so.
Clunk is the feel of the materials and the ball interacting with those pieces of metal or plastic.
Yes.
So, grade-wise, you're at an A-. This fits the bill for an A game for Greg Bone. That doesn't happen too often. I'm at a B+.
This is my new go-to pin when somebody says, what single pin, if I'm just going to buy one pin, it's my first pin, and I'm going to buy it, what should I buy?
Really? This is
Deadpool
a great first pin.
Yeah, it is. It's my new. It used to be, everybody says Metallica. I never said Metallica very much.
Star Trek.
Star Trek. Yep. We always recommend that to people. They could learn it fast. It was easy.
A pretty decent one for the first
Guardian's
time
tight though. That's tight. God, those tight shots.
Deadpool's
my new recommendation.
It's not a bad one. And sales, as a distributor, sales-wise, they're retaining sales, man. I still sell a shitload of Deadpool, so.
Yep, I like that.
It's an interesting game that really, really turned the path for us. Onward to Lord of the Rings. Now, we haven't really changed this much. I showed a little bit more love and appreciation for the shots and layout now. But again, Greg Bone has this as an A pin, A-, 3.84, and I'm at a B+ just because that art killed it for me. I'm at a C still on that. But if it wasn't for that art,
it's almost
be one of the perfect pins. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Yeah, it's almost perfection.
Oh man, damn! They need to retheme that. They
Vault that son of a bitch and redo it. Yeah. Like that is a killer.
Or not retheme it. You're right. Vault.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna go to Monster Bash LE, our first original Halloween special. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I drooled.
That's one epic
moment. Now we both changed the same thing. We both changed rules and code and enjoyability. We both went down on rules and code. You're at a B+, you were in the A's. I'm at a C. I don't enjoy the rules and code as much. It's not to say there's anything wrong with the rules and code. It's just not my style of code set. And enjoyability went down for me to a C and you a B, making this a B+ pin for you and a B pin for me when taking into consideration those weighted grades.
Yep, I think that's very fair.
Yeah. Cactus Canyon, you changed the theme a little bit. I think you went down on theme. But otherwise, we stayed the same. Still a B+ pin for both of us. Believe it or not, man, I know the rumor is Cactus Canyon coming out next as the remake for CGC. I've kind of been itching for Cactus Canyon again for some reason.
I won't lie to you. Thinking about it, like when we were discussing these reviews and doing everything, I was kind of thinking the same thing. I was like, you know what, man? It's campy, it's weird, it's Western, whatever. I'm not a giant Western fan, but like, man, that's kind of a neat
still
pin.
WPC. Yeah,
yeah, I'm excited about it.
I am too, especially if they really filled out the code.
Excited about it more than if they ever did a Big Bang bar.
I agree. I agree.
Easily.
Yeah. And think about that topper. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Moving on to Spider-Man Vault, a pin that I could do without. None of us changed our grades. I'm going to B minus, still you're to B plus. That is where these grades are deceiving, Greg, because a B minus, give me the pins under it. Because nothing clicks with me in Spider-Man, but I can respect it. It is a damn good pinball machine, just not one for me.
100% agree. It may be the only pin that I have owned that I have never formed an itch to re-own.
And you always want the pins back, so that says a lot.
Yep. That pin, no, I won't even drop $1 in it at location.
Damn, harsh.
Yep, I won't
Poor
touch
Steve
it.
Bowden right now. It's his favorite game. He's just.
Oh, I like the original still. I still like the original Vault. That Vault just, I don't,
feels
man,
a little stale, a little
something just nasty,
sterile, a little sterile.
Yeah. Is that not weird though that you take the same damn pin, you add new call outs, and
looks better.
And it actually looks better, but it's something with the call outs, and it just changes the entire feel of that pin, and it's just, that's weird that can mess a pin up so bad.
We've already talked 2 minutes more than I want to about it.
That's true.
Fathom. Fathom was a weird one. You didn't change your scores. The only thing I changed was enjoyability. I actually went down, C+ on enjoyability. I still like Fathom. I like playing Fathom. The only difference being I've played solid states or early solid states that I like better now, like Meteor. I really like Meteor.
So it wore thin for you.
The
beauty has worn off. Like it's the prettiness of it has not captivated you as much.
Yeah, especially for the price. I'm like, for me, still, even at the price, Beatles, I still consider that the feel of an early solid state, and I match everything with that now.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It's just what I do. So we're still both at B minuses on that. It's a great game, especially for the time, and one of the favorites of many, but not for us. Godzilla. I didn't change anything. I still got it at a B minus after the weighted grades. You changed a little bit. You upped your rules and code. You're enjoying it a lot more. You're at B pluses on that. So you're a B minus overall. Again, not one of our highest rated games, but we both appreciate and like that game.
Yeah, I think that's it may be a little unfair on there.
Which way?
I'd push it more towards a B.
Oh, okay. Feels more like a B.
Push it a little higher.
Speaking of, what about MUNSTERS Pro? Because when you rated that, you liked it. And then you didn't like it, but then you liked it. You're always mixed on this. You didn't change your scores, but it ends up being just a good old B pin for you.
And I think that's very fair. Go looking back, because I was in this weird power struggle with that game. There was times that I respected it, and there was times that I hated it and loathed it. And then I thought, well, you know what? It shoots really good. It does have it's an okay code set. It'll develop.
Yeah.
And it never developed. And that made it ass. It's
a full game. It's a full game.
Yeah, it's a full game, but it's ass. That's another one of those games.
It just won the TWIPY a month or two ago for best art of all.
It's a beautiful pin, and it shoots well.
Oh gosh,
it really does. I still miss a lot of the shots. It's another pin that if I found the right deal, I would own it. I would buy it again. I'm not that mad at it. It's just the code structure, because you're having to repeat and stuff. It becomes very, as much as what I like Star Trek was sort of like that, but Star Trek shot, I don't know, Star Trek felt a little better than that, I guess, in a sense, but it's just so repeatable, and there's not a lot of other things going on in MUNSTERS that it wears thin very quickly.
Yeah, I've said it to many people, and you guys have heard it. I'll say it again. My summary on MUNSTERS is that it checks every single box wonderfully except for one. Now, I did not rate this pin with you. I didn't review it, but I did throw some scores in there for some of you viewers to check out. Moving on to BAYWATCH. Now, this little turd of a pin, you're still pretty high on. You're at a B. You didn't change anything really.
No.
I changed theme. I made it even worse. D.
Why? It's a good thing. It's so nostalgic.
It's
so great.
C minus.
Oh, man.
It's a good pin, but it's not going to my lineup anytime soon, because there's plenty of pins, more fun, more beautiful, better themes. I mean, everything about it. Yeah, it's my lowest rated game at a 1.3 or 1.9 GPA. That's a C minus, almost a D.
That is freaking ridiculous.
I'd rather have a Rob Zombie.
Oh my god, that is. Oh my, I'm done. Like, that is the most ridiculous bullshit I've ever heard.
Doesn't do anything. God.
Oh my god, like that and a T2. That's like my two pins that I'm like wanting for my next like full teardowns.
Baywatch gets me fired up to the level of Batman 66, where I'm like,
God, it's such a
waiting
fun
for
game.
something to happen. Oh, another one that I roll my eyes at, Addams Family. I kept my scores the same. Solid B game for me. Nothing special at all. You upped your art to a B, but overall still a B plus.
I think
a fairly high
that's
B plus, but a B plus.
Very overrated game in a way.
Yeah. Moving on to a game that I recently purchased, in Alice Cooper's Nightmare Castle. We were pretty high on this initially. They've scores have gone down just a hair since we've played more of it. Your shots and layouts went down a little bit. My rules and code went down a hair. Toys and innovation went down a little bit. We're still at B pluses, and that's where it needs to be. It's a good B plus pin.
It is. It is.
And if anybody at Spooky is worried about that, I'll be like, hey, look, I've got it rated like a higher grade than Addams Family, so come on.
Yeah. Respect it.
The Beatles, you didn't change anything about the Beatles, and it ended up being, let's see here, I think at this point in time we were already up to our weighted grades, so the people already know 2.86 a B minus for you because you're out of your fucking mind and have no clue how to review pinball machines. And for me,
it's not that great, darling.
It's one of Stern's greatest pinball machines ever made.
It's nice, but it's not that nice.
But I didn't review it with you guys. Again, though, if you want to see my grades, go ahead and look on the screen. Same thing with Jurassic Park Pro. I did not review that. You did. You reviewed it to be an A minus. You didn't change anything about it, and it's still one of your favorite pinball machines ever made.
True that.
Ever made. Now it falls in the 4th position on all of your reviews. 4th position.
Really?
Yeah. It's right under Lord of the Rings and right above Dialed In.
Do you think it's deserving?
No, hold up. I'm looking at the old one. Hold up.
Failure. You're making all kinds of mistakes.
No, it is the lowest A that you've given out. It's right under Lost World Jurassic Park, and it's right above Metallica as a B+. So it's hanging on to the A minus spot. I think that's fair, actually.
What's your favorite thing about that game?
About Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Probably the code structure.
Really?
Yep. I mean, the overall theme, of course, but I don't feel like it's really a Jurassic Park theme.
Oh my God, no, it's not. That's still. I don't. Even
I mean, I get the music, and
I do want to do one whole episode so I can just bitch about the problems with that.
Only if I can complain about Baywatch.
Deal. Fair.
Or Wizard of Oz.
Fair. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Like it's a good combination of everything.
Yeah, I love. I said or Metallica. I could bitch about Metallica.
Yeah.
Too. I love I have an LE. I don't know if you guys can see it back there. I have an LE, and I love the snot out of it, but doesn't come close to pulling me in as much as Elvira, or dare I say even Willy Wonka, or really dare I say Stranger Things.
You know what though? Like this is the sad thing is as much as I love the theme, and I love that franchise, and it means so much to me that I have an entire room dedicated to it. Yeah. I will agree with you that those pins are more compelling and pull you into the world of everything a little more.
They have assets.
Yeah.
Assets will pull you in. And Jurassic
it's
Park.
So generic that it's very borderline dialed in. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost it's just a cheap dinosaur theme with a great score.
And you know what? And there's nothing wrong with that, because when it comes to one of my favorite pins ever is The Walking Dead, Greg, and I don't feel pulled in to. I feel very similar to to Walking Dead and Jurassic Park, where I feel like I'm more being a pinball player. I'm battling. I'm competing as a pinball player. I don't feel really pulled in, minus some of the mini wizard modes on The Walking Dead. So if you strip away Horde and you strip away Terminus and stuff, that's about how I feel with Jurassic Park.
I can get behind that. Yeah. It's just they dilapidated. The theme was just an afterthought, almost.
Stripped down theme.
Yeah, but I mean, Keith did a lot with it. It's still a very, very good game.
I would call it a masterpiece, a Stern masterpiece.
Yeah, I'll agree. I'd like a few different things, maybe changes in the rules, but it's still, I keep coming back for more, so that has to say something about it.
Oh my God! Speaking of keep coming back for more, this next game is our last reviewed game thus far, and it gets my blood pumping. And the code's not even done, and it still gets better and better. It's Stern's Elvira's House of Horrors. I reviewed it with you as Wayne. You were Garth. Whew! I love this game. I love this game. Now, we changed our rules a little, or changed our scores a little bit. Shots and layout, you went up to a B+. I went up to an A-. Rules and code, we both went up to A- now because, boy, it's getting good.
Yes.
And theme, I think I may have went down on theme a hair. To B-. I think I went down on theme. Look, I got Stranger Things now. I got Wonka now. Like, those are dream themes to me.
Yeah,
Elvira really doesn't do anything for me. The integration is off the hook, but the theme itself doesn't really scream to me or anything.
I can see where you're at with that, but she was just kind of a staple.
I never knew her
culture.
Really. I never knew her. No, not until I got into pinball. I really didn't know much of her.
I mean, I didn't watch a lot of any of those episodes or really anything, but I just knew of her just being a horror fan.
And like the old B films and stuff. Never was a huge fan of B horror films or anything, so didn't do anything for me. We're both at B pluses. You're a 3.6. I'm a 3.62. But again, the way I'm enjoying this game,
go up. I think it's going to go up.
Because I've got Elvira's at the end here. I got Elvira right under the Hobbit, Walking Dead, Lord of the Rings, Houdini. Right now, I'd rather have an Elvira than a Houdini.
Do you think the layout kills it? Do you think that it's too simplistic of a layout, or do you enjoy that layout?
No, I really enjoy the layout. It's just fun to shoot.
Yeah, because see, that's where I like. So that's why I want more time on it, because that was one of the things that kept me. I felt from rating it higher is it felt like such a simple shooter.
It kicks my ass,
but it's fun. Mm-hmm. But it seemed like just such long ball times because it was such a simple shooter.
It's not like that anymore. Like, if I get annihilated on that thing. You know how Stern slings are. Bop, bop, bop.
Yeah,
done.
Just get in there.
You're done. Yeah, sometimes I have longer ball times on Stranger Things.
I think it's going to go to an A. I think it's going to go down as an amazing pin.
That's an A pin.
Yeah.
That is an A pin.
Once again with Lyman.
So if we're looking, our next reviews, Greg, for the viewer are likely going to be Willy Wonka. We're going to review that. We're going to review Stranger Things.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. We will be reviewing very soon, very, very soon. You're going to see a review by us on Rick and Morty.
Ooh, yes. The Rick and the Morty.
Yes. 3 anticipated reviews there. Medieval Madness, I think, deserves a review. So we've got a lot of fun stuff coming up. If we're looking at our final recap of grades, I'm going to read off the top 5 for both of us, okay?
I'll do top 10. Let's hear top 10.
Top 10. Coming in, number 10 for Greg Bone on his reviews, 369. The Walking Dead at number 10, a B+, 3.60. Number 9 is Metallica, a B+. Number 8, Jurassic Park Pro at an A-. Number 7, Lost World Jurassic Park, A-. Yeah, that Sega game. Number 6, Stern's Deadpool Pro, A-. Number 5, Stern's Iron Maiden. Number 4, Pirates of the Caribbean by Jersey Jack Pinball, A-. Number 3, Lord of the Rings, A-. Ghostbusters at number 2, and number 1, Indiana Jones, a Bally Williams.
I feel freaking ecstatic about that. If I was going to own 10
a lot of
pens,
Stern games in there.
I would like. I mean, Stern. Yeah, you know. I'm
gonna make this public. I love Stern pinball machines. I love them. We talked about this on the phone before, and to me, there's a different feel to a Stern pinball machine than there is to a Jersey Jack, to a Spooky Pinball, to an American Pinball. Before, the other pins feel quieter, right? The materials maybe are better materials even. They're heavier. But there's just nothing like a Stern pinball machine. It feels like comparing if I was a professional athlete, I would always go back to the Stern because it feels more regulation. It feels right. The other ones
it's like a standard. It's a gold standard almost.
The other ones might cruise like a Cadillac and stuff, but I just don't have as much control in a Cadillac that I do just in a nice Chevy Corvette. It just feels good on a Stern pinball machine, and I honestly compare everything to a feel of the Stern now.
I agree.
They don't make them like that. Even if they're cheaper materials and they're lighter, I guess I don't care. I want to play Sterns.
Yeah.
Top 10 for me. Threes. Coming in at number 10 is that wide-ass Hobbit. What are you doing there?
I can't wait to hear this top 10 bullshit.
This is greatness. Number 10 is The Hobbit, B+. Walking Dead at number 9, B+. Number 8 is Lord of the Rings, B+. Oh, my God. Houdini at number 7, B+. What are you smoking, Zach? Number 6, B+, Jurassic Park Pro. Now, I will tell you, if we go to rate that Premium LE, you'll see that as an A pin in my top 5, very likely. Very likely.
T-Rex.
Number 5 pin, how does this even happen? Because I didn't review it. The Beatles at an A-. Number 4, Pirates of the Caribbean by Jersey Jack Pinball, my highest rated Jersey Jack Pinball. Number 3, my love for Indiana Jones did not go away. Number 3. Number 2 is Ghostbusters, my highest rated Stern pinball machine at an A-. And coming in at a 3.87 A- is Bally Williams The Shadow back in the 90s. Interesting how our top rated machine falls right in the Bally Williams 90s.
So how many of those pins do we have that are similar? We've got Walking Dead.
Well, hold up. We got Walking Dead. We've got Indiana Jones. We've got Ghostbusters. We've got Lord of the Rings. We've got Pirates of the Caribbean. You have Iron Maiden, I don't. You have Deadpool, I don't. You have Lost World, I don't. Jurassic Park is 6. You have Metallica. That's a joke. And then Walking Dead. So 6. 6 of the top 10.
That's not bad, dude. That says something.
It does say something. And the one that fell into our 11th position for both of us was Elvira.
That's crazy.
Only going up for there. Our last or lowest rated pins. The bottom 3 for you are Rob Zombie at a B-, Beatles at a B-, and Black Rose at a B-.
Black Rose might not be so deserving of that, but
man, I'm the only one in this group that gives C's. So my C's are the Munsters
Rob Zombie
Pro.
Definitely deserves it.
How did I rate the Munsters Pro to C+? I didn't review that. Lethal Weapon 3 to C+. Rob Zombie to C+. And that old stinky camel toe Baywatch at C-.
You don't know. It might be Rosie.
Oh my gosh. All right, Greg, those are our grades. And going forward, I finally can sleep at night. I'm not going to lose any sleep because I know they're all balanced. And we can compare
bitched about that for years.
I know. We can compare them equally now. So tell people, so we know what we're going to review. Tell people what they need to do in the meantime.
Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. There's always nifty things happening there. And
there is,
check out our good friend Chuck Wirt streaming great shit on Twitch.
Okay, here's the upper down plus or minus. Plus or minus one video by Carrie Hardy by the time that we air this.
Minus. He's retracted them.
Oh, we love you, Care Bear. So yeah, check out the other SDTM members, Carrie Hardy and Chuck Wirt. Chuck Wirt streaming Twitch. If you're ready to buy a brand new pinball machine, buy it through myself. You will not regret it. I guarantee you that. At Flipping Out Pinball, you can call me at 812-457-9711. And if you've got something you're interested in that you're hearing whisperings that it could come out, you probably need to get on the list now. It's not going to cost you anything. Just get on the list.
I'm on the list.
Absolutely. If it comes out, boom, you're already on the list. You're good to go. Oh, what else? Listen to me at The Pinball Show, a podcast on the Pinball Network, as well as checking out our sponsors, a little Pin Stadium Pinball Play. Oh, Greg.
What?
I pinball plated the Fluck out of a new Tales Arabian Nights.
I know.
Brassed it. I brassed it.
It's a little sickening.
It is sickening. And I got my chromed out Circus Voltaire all done now. We're going to review those games. We got to review those.
I don't like them. They're okay. Circus Voltaire, actually, I say that, but...
how do you not like Toten? It's like one of the funnest
Toten's pretty
pinball
good.
experiences.
Toten's pretty good. I won't lie. Toten's pretty good.
It's pretty great. Pretty great. Comet, go buy some LEDs from our buddies over at Comet. Greg's
I
favorite
actually need
thing
to put in a new order.
Yep.
I bought so many bulbs around Black Friday, and I already there's a bunch of shit I already need.
I need to buy the headlights that you have back there.
Yeah, my one fell down on Jurassic Park. I need to put it back up there.
Get the old duct tape out.
I love that. I'll never not have headlighting on a pin again. Ever.
Absolutely. So check out them pin graphics. Check everybody. Check out everybody. And until next week, you want to tell them goodbye, Greg?
Adios.
Who's back here playing around? We got to wave at her. Hey.
What's up, girl?
Hello. Greg in a thug mode with his backwards hat on. See you guys later.
You hit it off with the bumper, now you're straight down the middle again. You had a fling with a slingshot, you're rolling out the outing again. I tried to cradle you with my flipper.
Pig, what are we doing today? Do you have any clue?
I do. Well, I think I do.
As I've got like 20 pages pulled up on my computer here.
I think we're doing the top 10 most overrated pinball machines.
Actually, we're going to pause right there and we're going to start all the way over. No, what we're doing is updating the updates on our fucking reviews.
So that is not what we're doing.